All right, Shawn Porter, Nikita Tszyu, Dylan Biggs. I guess thoughts on this one?
Great fight. I think it's perfect timing for both guys. Something we don't see a lot of. Usually, you're building fighters up, and then you have them fight where the money makes sense. But man, I really do like the fact that Australia made this one happen, and you guys are excited about it. It's good to see you guys get excited about making something big happen over here, opposed to what can we do over here so that we can get over there. So man, nonetheless, I'm happy to be in the ring in the room on fight night for this one. I think it's gonna be a banger.
Now, the world knows now about Tim Tszyu, but do you know much about Nikita Tszyu?
Yeah. I of course, I got a job to do, so I do my research and things like that, and I think that there's a separation between the two of them. I think you expect that. Nikita's he's got some work to do. It can't stop here. I think Dylan is going to be a tough challenge for both guys, and I think that this fight could go in a way that both guys could really dazzle the crowd and both move on and continue to do some big things in the sport. So that's what I hope for both of them. I like them both in and out of the ring, so I'm looking forward to what Fight Night has for them, and then what happens afterwards.
And when Nikita first come on the scene, he had a lot of power. He was really raw.
Yeah.
Would you recommend him to sort of refine that and box a little bit more? How would you look at this?
Yeah, like for instance, he's 7-0. You build a guy up. You put him in the ring with a couple of guys that he leans those guys quickly, and he doesn't learn lessons. He doesn't truly improve and get better. We've seen obviously his last couple of fights didn't go the exact same, but got more rounds and things like that. But is it enough when you get going up against a kid like Dylan, who's practically at the same level? I think this night is just like itself. That night is going to be about timing. Who's more on the mark and who lands that big punch first? Because both those guys can punch. So we'll see what happens.
What do you made of Dylan? Do you think he's handled the big stage, the cameras, the lights?
Yeah, he says he doesn't really like it. He's learning how to deal with it. I think more than anything, he's learning that, hey, this comes with the territory. But he seems really stone cold, which is really good for someone like him where you don't have a lot of experience. You stay stone cold. You don't allow anything to touch you or penetrate you, So I like that. I like that he's really focused and, not allowing too many things to, get into his mind.
Now, you've been at the highest level. How do you sort of rate the Australian boxing scene, the way we put on fights?
Yeah, I mean, I really like No Limit. And I'm not saying that because they pay me or have paid me, but they have put on some fun shows. This is my fourth one, and I have no doubt it's going to be probably the funnest because, from what I understand, they made this a great night for both these guys right here. So I like No Limit, and I like what I've seen over here in Australia.
Yeah, last time you hear Tim Tszyu, Brian Mendoza, how do you sort of look back on that night, the performance from Tim?
Yeah, Tim just came in, man. He wrecked shop. He did exactly what he was supposed to do, and you see game plan right there. People say, oh, he started kind of slow, and I thought people had Mendoza winning a handful of rounds. I didn't have Mendoza winning. I think I had him win 1 round, 2 rounds the entire fight. And not taking anything from him. I just thought that Tim, he controlled everything from the pace to the range. I mean, the whole nine, and I was really, really impressed.
Bit of talk about him fighting Erickson Lubin potentially in March.
Yeah.
Do you like that fight?
I do. I like that fight. Erickson Lubin, I thought he got a gift in his last fight against, I think that was Jose Ramos. And I thought he got a gift, but it gets him into a fight like this, and Tim definitely needs a name like that to get in the ring with. So I would pick Tim to win that fight. Not an easy fight, but again, based on what I saw from Erickson Lubin in his last fight, I think Tim wins that.
Can we get a prediction for Wednesday night? Nikita Tszyu, Dylan Biggs?
Man, that's 50-50. Whoever gets who first. I think both guys are going to go down. I would predict that. I think both guys go down. If they don't go down, they're buckled a handful of times through this fight. It's rock'em sock'em right here.
Thanks so much, man.
Got it, man.